Johnson Diversity's flagship manufacturing facility in Racine, Wisconsin, known as Waxdale. Behind me is one of our packaging lines, a key component in our production process. In the past year and a half, the way we operate this line and all of the operations in this facility have changed dramatically and for the better due to the implementation of Lean. Today I want to talk to you about how we used to operate or struggle to operate and how we operate now. First, some background. Johnson Diversity is a $3 billion global provider of commercial cleaning products and sanitary maintenance supplies. Waxdale is the highest volume manufacturing facility within the Johnson Diversity global network of 35 factories. Due to the high production volume and proximity to global headquarters, Waxdale is a showcase for our customers. Waxdale is expected to be a world-class operation. I'd like to talk with you about what problems we diagnosed in our operations at Waxdale and how we solved them. When our team sat down a few weeks ago to pinpoint how we were able to improve our processes so dramatically, we realized it was a combination of many Lean initiatives. We have utilized the Lean tools to reduce changeover times, increase equipment reliability, ensure we are producing the products our customers want. The list goes on and on. One thing that is consistent with all the changes is increased discipline, measurement, and consistency in everything we do. Since all the employees at Waxdale contributed to these improvements, I'm going to rely on some of our team leaders to tell the story.
Prior to the fall of 2006, we built inventory to a forecast. The forecast was wrong more often than not and didn't include every SKU. There was no easy way to determine if something was a priority. We had a growing backorder list for products whose demand exceeded the forecast and too much inventory for products whose demand did not materialize. Oftentimes, we'd be making a product that a customer may have no orders for, but we may be backordering another product. This had a negative impact on customer service. The warehouse was running out of space, trailers, and drivers, and the plant had a high inventory of raw materials and components. Worst of all, the backorder list, especially for our most important customers, was growing. The plant was running all the time, the staff and production teams were getting burnt out, and as a result, the plant morale was very low. The planning office would generate weekly hundreds of work orders, and the staff would sift through these work orders to prioritize them according to the backorder report. Despite very good intentions, we created duplicate work orders, gave the teams conflicting instructions, swapped work orders at the last minute, and spent every hour planning instead of focusing on quality, cost, speed, and people. I remember responding to a page on third shift, and when I arrived at the plant at 3 a.m., I saw newly appointed plant manager Pat Hatem reviewing the daily coverage report for the gallon line. She said at the time, "I just can't sleep. We aren't making the right stuff, Akshay."
As you may have observed, there were a number of issues that the plant and management had to deal with. All the issues are symptoms of lack of visibility to customer demand to the plant or supply source. As a result of this, Waxdale was making product that was not needed, and the line operators did not know what they were doing next. They were executing orders just in time. To make it worse, we started seeing a shortage of raw materials and components because the raw materials and component planners did not have a plan to work with. Lean has a couple tools that would help restore order at Waxdale. One of them is pull scheduling. Pull, as the word indicates, pulls production through the supply network as opposed to push, where the plant pushes product through the network. When an actual customer order depletes inventory to a certain point, a signal is sent to the plant to start manufacturing. We calculated a reorder point, and when inventory fell below the reorder point, due to a customer order, I scheduled production for the product. The reorder points are calculated using formulas in Lean literature. It includes a safety stock component to account for variation in demand, and a demand during lead time component to cover for demand during the replenishment lead time. Here is a sample of a report that I used to schedule production. This number right here is what I all look for. If it is less than 0, I schedule production for the following week. If not less than 0, I check the next day if I have to. We have also included a color coding of red, yellow, green to indicate if the finished good is in distress, needs attention, or is okay to go. The next issue was creating visibility for the production lines. We started publishing the production schedule for the following week every Thursday, so the production lines and their coaches can decide if the schedule is achievable. You have a sample of the schedule right behind me. At the end of each shift, the lines come over and cross off the production they have completed. This way we have feedback to and from the lines on the plan for the week and updates on a daily basis. The changes we have made are significant. And now let's hear what Wendy has to say about these changes.
In the past, we used to come into work and we wouldn't have any work orders to start running our shift. We didn't know what we were going to run, when we were going to run it. We'd have to go in the office and have somebody create a work order for us, and we'd get the work order out to the floor and we would turn it in, and the product makers or the CPOs would bring the order back to us and say, we can't make this product because we don't have the raw components. And then we'd be back in the office again looking for another work order. We'd get another work order and we'd get it made. They'd have the raw components, and then we wouldn't have the components to package it, and we'd end up doing a lot of rework, and it was just a mess. It was just a mess. Today, it's a lot better. They did a lot of stuff in the office. They've created a schedule for us that's created on the Thursday, the week before that we run, and we have a schedule on a piece of paper that tells us what products we're going to be running for the whole week. And along with that schedule, there's work orders, and that gives us a chance to go through our work orders, organize them, put them in package sizes, and then we're able to make everything run a lot more smoother instead of how it used to be with having a schedule. We're able to set daily goals, weekly goals, know where we're at on the schedule. If there's overtime that's going to need to be scheduled, that's all determined really early in the week, because we measure on a daily basis now where we're at on that schedule. And I just don't even know how we ran 9 months to a year ago without this schedule. It was just a rat race, and now it's wonderful. You come into work, you actually have a job to do, you know what you have to do, and then you get it done. So it's nice.
Johnson Diversity is a manufacturing team-based environment, and for the most part, our teams operate with very little guidance. With that said, it's critical to the organization and customers that each team member have clarity with regards to goals and the customer's expectations. So, how did we get clarity? Well, we started with Lean and a process called mission-directed work teams. Each have been in place for about 2 years, and each have been critical to our success. Mission-directed work teams is a process which goes hand in hand with Lean, and it really helps integrate the team with Lean.
To add to what Jeff said, even though we had teams in place, we had not supported them as well as we could. When market conditions and business needs changed, we could not meet customer demands without changing the way we worked. We began to use the Lean principles and tools, 5S, Kaizen events, TPM, value stream mapping, and mission-directed work teams as a way to provide clarity in the areas of quality, speed, cost, and people. We used visual workplace management to improve our goal alignment and provide clear metric-driven communications to meet our customer demands.
Before moving on, I'd like to tell you a little bit about our past communication process. It reminded me of the telephone game. I tell you something, and then you pass it on, and so on, and so on. By the end of the day, the final communication is a very different message than the one you started with. We needed a better way to communicate and align our teams with the necessary tasks. So what you see here in the team room today is just a part of the visual management process. This is key to how we communicate, and it helps each of us understand when we've had a good day or bad day, and if we're winning or losing in relation to our targets.
This is our communications room, and as you can see, the teams use visual workplace management to align daily, weekly, and monthly goals and to set daily targets for winning and losing. This room provides the basis and visual measures for our team's accountability. This is how we measure whether we win or lose. This is our level 1 meeting. This is where the team leaders get together with their teams prior to the shift and review the metrics from the last 24 hours, looking at quality, cost, speed, and people metrics, and making sure that if there are any issues that need to be taken care of for the day that will help us run better, they get them taken care of then. And it also is a place where the teams know what they're going to do for the day. This is our level 2 meeting. All the team leaders from the different lines come in and report out the metrics for the last 24 hours. And it's a way for us to communicate across the shift and across management what's going on for the day, what went well in the last 24 hours, what were the issues in the last 24 hours, and what are the things that team leaders anticipate that may keep them from being able to hit their metrics for today so that we can address them as the day goes on.
We have conducted many kaizen events within the Waxdale facility on all 5 of our packaging lines. Today, we are going to talk about our efforts on the quart line, which was the area where we had the biggest capacity issue and the biggest opportunity to insource volume from outside contractors in order to save the company money. We decided to initially focus on improving one package type, which represented the majority of volume on the line. Before we implemented lean, we struggled to fill 75 bottles per minute of 32-ounce carafe bottles while meeting our high-quality standards. We assembled a team consisting of processing, packaging, and maintenance to identify possible opportunities for improvement. By focusing on operator-identified problems, we addressed the obstacles from each operation within the value stream for this particular packaging line. We are now able to package 120 bottles per minute, a 60% improvement, in addition to making the process easier for the operators.
The second bottle type we chose to target was the AccuMix bottle. In this case, we empowered maintenance and the second shift packaging team to get creative and challenge the status quo. While the packaging team could identify the constraints, they were unable to solve the problems on their own. Maintenance, using detailed information from the packaging team, was able to identify the root causes and correct the issues. This process took 5 iterations before all the problems were eliminated. It was a great experience for me because it strengthened the relationship between the packaging team and maintenance. We felt they were genuinely listening to our ideas, which allowed us to work quickly to solve the issues. The net result was a 20% improvement in throughput from 100 bottles per minute to 120 bottles per minute. In fact, our second shift in particular is now so energized by the productivity improvements that we are continually challenging ourselves to beat our records, to improve the results even further. Bottom line, if we still ran this company like we did 20 or even 10 years ago, we'd be out of business. Change is good.
We held multiple kaizen events to reduce our changeover times using SMED, or single minute exchange of dies. By focusing on reducing the amount of time to flush between products, we were able to reduce changeovers from 45 minutes to 15 minutes. At 1,500 changeovers per year, this equates to 750 hours of additional capacity. In addition, in the past it was unclear as to who was responsible for different tasks during the changeover. We created standard work which clearly identifies job responsibilities and expected completion times of all the tasks required during a changeover. We train the production teams on the standard work, and the standard work document is posted on the line's visual management board. The result of these efforts is more consistent, quicker changeovers. In addition, we've created shadow boards which ensure a clearly identified place for all changeover parts to eliminate the misuse or misplacement of parts while eliminating damage. We also conducted a kaizen event on the required work order paperwork filled out by the operators. Prior to this event, one person on each line was filling out 9 forms per work order, which equates to 2.5 hours per shift filling out paperwork. In addition, the operators were filling out the same base information on 7 of 9 forms. Can you say waste? Through this kaizen, the team was able to eliminate 5 forms and significantly reduce the duplicate information on the forms. This kaizen saved 68 minutes of paperwork for each line per shift. The operators liked the results of this event because they now can spend more time focusing on the value-added activities of packaging products instead of simply filling out paperwork. We also implemented a downtime system that gives us real-time downtime data to allow us to focus on the major downtime issues. Prior to this system, the downtime data was manually entered and took a week before the shop floor saw their numbers. By that time, it was too late to react. Now the operators see their OEE data daily and report their numbers to management each day. The support staff can now assist the lines in quickly fixing the root cause of the downtime within a day of them actually happening. Lean is really about identifying the biggest opportunities or largest areas of waste and figuring out ways to eliminate that waste. Then, by improving those areas, other opportunities for improvement arise, and the process repeats itself. It's continual improvement, making progress one step at a time. Not only is Lean about making processes better, it's about making them easier.
Due to the many improvements which have been made, this facility is running better than ever. Our line efficiencies have improved 30%. In the past, we might break a few production records each year. In the last 18 months, we have broken 30 production records. The record-breaking runs are occurring so frequently, we had to assign a person to monitor the numbers, so we can consistently acknowledge the team's stellar performances. We are very proud of what our teams have been able to accomplish. Previous to Lean, our business outsourced large volumes of product to contract manufacturers. Many of those products could have been made at Waxdale, but weren't because we thought we were out of capacity. In the past 18 months, we have insourced 1 million cases of product from contract manufacturers, which is an increase in volume of 15%. Now you will not hear us say we don't have capacity. We are continuing to lean out our processes to free up capacity. In the end, what really matters is what the customer is willing to pay for. Our customers demand high-quality product delivered when they want it. Waxdale has always produced very high-quality product, but at times we have struggled to ensure availability. Due to the numerous improvements which have been made at this facility, our fill rate has improved to over 99% from a low of 90%. This results in an additional 500,000 cases delivered to our customers on time. Happy customers make the job much more fun. We are very happy to report Waxdale is setting the standard for the rest of the Johnson Diversey value chain, and we wouldn't have it any other way.